A pop star who's not on top of the pot, who produces records, he's just not going to give up.
That's the way, I like it. That's the way, I like it. That's the way, I like it.
For our second album, which was Youthquake, lots of producers were suggested, like Langer and Winstanley and a lot of other people who I wasn't interested in, and I kept hearing this one record on the radio every morning when I woke up, which was Hazel Dean's Wherever I Go, Whatever I Do, and it just seemed to have the sound that I wanted. And then I heard the Divine single, You Think You're a Man But You're Only a Boy, and that had the sound that I wanted. And I went to CBS and said, we want to work with the producers who did these records, which was Stock Aitken Waterman.
Pete Burns says, we did this demo at the weekend, what do you think? And he plays me Spin Me Round, and I go, thank you very much, let's do this.
You spin me right round, baby, right round, like a record, baby, right round.
The Dead or Alive record was to give the team their first #1 hit.
But what we gave them on the Spin Me Round demo was very, very close to the completed thing. And what he did was assist us in our creative battle with Mike Stock and Matt Aitken to keep it that way.
It was the worst recording session in the history of my life. Oh, my God. The fight between Matt and Mike and Pete and Steve and the band was horrendous.
I've got to have my way now, baby.
I was having calls from Pete Burns saying, you come and get these guys out of here now.
Well, that is complete Pete Waterman fantasy. It never really did get to that level, because if it had got to the idea of fisticuffs, it would have been with Mike Stock and Matt Aitken, and we'd have had no qualms about actually beating the living daylights out of them.
I said to Matt and Mike, go home now, away you go. Leave this to me, I'll sort it out. I said to Pete Burns and Steve and the band, go home. Go home, I've had enough. We can't go on like this.
We stayed in there till the bitter end, and it wasn't very pleasant. And I wish that I'd been one of those airheads that had just gone off shopping or gone and starred in a soap or something like that.
We were fine-tuning, probably more than I've ever fine-tuned anything in my life. But there was something about this record that you could just shave a bit here and a bit more there. And I always remember I said to Phil, that's it, fantastic, that's it.
We were so bewildered. We didn't think we were going to have a record that big, and nothing ever prepares you. Unless you're one of these stage school kids, like the Jasons and the Kylies, nothing ever prepares you for the fact your life is going to change, probably forever.
Whatever records he ever brings out, like whether he likes it or not, and that's the record that made him, and that is a disco classic.
I still think you can't fault it as a pop record, and I definitely would say that without him involved, that record would have never been like that. He wanted what I wanted. Bananarama were talked about like they were scum on somebody's shoe. Now, I'm not saying that isn't my opinion, or it is my opinion, but I know that they were written off as a joke. He took them to another level. Suddenly, everybody started saying how fantastic Bananarama were.
It was a very uneasy alliance towards the end. I wanted to do other things and couldn't do it.
He was still carrying on, trying to make things look okay. Mike Stock was still there, but the atmosphere was so bad that we just didn't want to go into that studio. It wasn't very productive to any creativity.
I remember a day
about the song, it was about or even the record, you could say, it was about what made that record a hit.
And they just came up with winning formulas, one after the other, and whether you liked the artist or you didn't, the records are fantastic. And it just came about, and it was an absolutely crap video, but it did the job.